Yo, yo, yo. Well, this is my new life. Let the day in the life begin.
So is this the new morning routine?
It's the new morning routine. Things can take a little longer. I mean, the same stuff's got to get done, but with one hand. And so it just takes a bit longer. And yeah, he was born August 1st, so I've had just about 4 months now to adapt. And it's been a new life. I mean, I want to say like at first as a new dad, like I felt like my life was 100% completely over. Like it was just on pause that I was going to have to, I even had worries like, oh, my triathlon career is over. I'm not going to be able to be one of the top dogs anymore. It's too much work. It's too much. And yeah, just a lot of kind of fear like that at first. And then I started to rise up to the challenge, I think, of feeling like, okay, I can do this. And also just feeling like a huge burden of responsibility on myself. Like, well, I gotta make sure I'm providing for this little one at all times, and obviously providing for Laura as well. And triathlon's the means to do that. And so it was kind of this double-edged sword of like, oh, I didn't feel like I had the time to get out and the energy to get out, but also feeling like, whoa, I gotta make sure I'm still good at this. And it took me some time to kind of go through that process. And of course, at first that sort of takes the fun away from triathlon a little, because you're like, well, I just have to get this done. And then as time has gone on, I've kind of been able to lift that burden of responsibility from my shoulders. Like I'm still aware it's there, but I don't feel it as heavy. And then realizing like that actually I think I can be even better than I've ever been, because it's given me more purpose.
So is there like a more concrete timeline in terms of like deadline of when you got to get your workouts done in the day?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, we've got a tight deadline. I mean, especially today, we've got a tight deadline because the schedule goes like, and you got to remember when we're doing the day in life, you got to build in a little extra time, but we got to be biking by 8 because we have a 2-hour bike, and then we got to be running by 10. The run's going to take about an hour and 10 minutes, so that puts us to 11:10, and then we got to be at the pool at 11:50. So we got 40 minutes between finishing the run to be at the pool, and then we swim from 12 to 1. We're putting the wetsuits on, so that gives us 10 minutes to put the wetsuits on, and then I got massage at 1:15. So then out of the pool straight to the massage, but then the day's done, and that way I can kind of come back. I can be with Leo, I can be with Laura, I can try and help out. And it's also like, I think I used to take like all day with this stuff, right? Like, I think I used to think sometimes like it would be a bit more social hour. Like, let's go and play triathlon with my buddies. Let's get on the bikes. Let's ride 5 hours. Let's stop at the coffee shops. Let's stop at the gas stations for 20, 30 minutes. And before you know it, I'm out from the house from 8 till 5. And I'm having a great day, but like right now, like the burden of responsibility is on Laura when I'm gone, and having to take care of a newborn all on your own, it's a lot of work. So I try and just get it done as fast and efficient as possible. And a trade-off to this is like, I'm doing a lot more on my own, right? Like you can't force other pro triathletes on your schedule. Like we're used to living a more leisurely schedule, a leisurely life. Like not in terms of training, obviously all the training gets done, but just in terms of like time commitments and how long it takes and breaks. And so like I have to get it done, and for me, I have to get up early and get it done. It's just how we work, and it's good and bad, but I think it's made me a lot more like professional with it, and like I treat it like a job now. Like everything's scheduled out, and I get it done, and then when I come back, like frankly, the work doesn't stop even when I'm back. But yeah, everything's on a tight time crunch now. Well, first we got to decide which one of the bikes we want to use, right? There's a lot of options. We're going to use this one. We're going to use Jaws. Today's a pretty hard day. Of course it's a hard day. You would never do a day in the life if it wasn't a hard day, right? So today it's going to be about 90 minutes to a 2-hour bike ride. First 45 minutes, hour is just kind of warming up, getting some time in the legs, and then I'm going to shoot for 45 minutes at race pace. So the idea there is to be, we'll see, about 330 to 350 watts, depending on how the body feels. We end right at the track, and then the run is actually kind of the main focus. I just want to make sure the legs are a little fatigued. We start the run, and 10 times 1K with 90 seconds easy jog or even walk in between Those I'm shooting for 310 per K, which is about 5:10 pace per mile, roughly. I think a little faster than 5:05 pace per mile. And then we have a quick little transition. We're back at the house, quick bite to eat, off to the pool, throw the wetsuits on, and then it's a race simulation set. The main set is probably 3 times. It might just be 2 times. Each round you go 3 times 100 hard on 110, shooting to be as close to 1 minute as possible on those, and then you go into a 300 race pace, where I'm shooting to settle into 110 pace, so 330 for the 300, 100 easy, and then you repeat 2 or 3 times. So that's the day. We'll get you all the data. I feel okay today. I don't feel great. I don't feel bad. I just feel normal. And I think as a pro, like, you always want to ask yourself, even not as a pro, as anyone, you want to ask yourself when you wake up in the morning and when you're starting your session, like, oh, how do I feel? Just so you know, because sometimes you got to call the session, and sometimes you feel great and you can smash the session, but you want to be aware of it, sort of like meditation. You want to be aware of it, but without putting like too much emphasis on it. It's not like, oh, I feel like I woke up tired today, I'm going to have a horrible session, or I felt great today, I'm going to knock my sessions out of the park. It's more like, this is how I feel, I'm still going to get it done no matter what. If I feel great, I might overachieve just 1 or 2%. And if I feel bad, well, I might just do 2 rounds of swimming instead of 3 rounds of swimming. But overall, you still get it done. Unless if you feel horrible, you warm up, boom, you feel like absolute trash, then you got to say, call the session, you know? So yeah, we're going to get after it. And it's kind of cold out since we got to start early. It's like 55 degrees or something. So for us Arizonians, quite cold, but it'll be nice running weather. I've always been a bit of a Grinch about the holidays. I'm like, no, I'm not setting up lights. No, we don't need a Christmas tree. No, we don't need this. I just want to train and get it done. But then with the little one, it's like, hey, let's make sure he has his first Christmas. Let's make sure he has his first Halloween and all of that. And of course I agree. I'm like, I was a kid once, so I remember how special it is waking up on Christmas morning. So it's like yet another thing to add to the plate, but it just makes it all that much more joyous. So I couldn't be more happy to do these things. And I mean, I'm like, let's just get through the race and then I'll set up the Christmas tree. And ended up being 48 minutes. I'll have to get all the details. I just wear this watch, so I have no bike computer on the TT bike, so I just wear the watch. So I've got limited screens. I just saw the average watts was 344. Yeah, that's all I know right now. Now the reason I wear this watch is because my arms are so narrow, so there's no room for a computer, and so I either had to sacrifice aero or data, and I wanted to be aero. The data I can see after, and when I race I don't really care for the data anyways. So now the run is the key part of the day. So now we get changed 10 times a K, and everyone's been running very, very fast recently, you know. I mean, Trevor and Lionel, they're going out and they're running like sub 5-minute miles to them. That's like the norm, and everyone kind of seems to be doing that. I'm the opposite. I'm coming at it race specific. I really believe there's a few guys. I mean, there's like Jason West, right? He runs very, very fast, but I'm just not the level of Jason West on the run. And so my idea is to gradually over years make my race pace faster and faster, which is basically, I mean, I sort of call it threshold. People can call it whatever they want. And so I'm trying to get under 5:20 pace per mile for a half marathon off the bike, right? And so I gradually just chip at that by a few seconds and a few seconds and a few seconds. And the hope is that in a few years I am running as fast as Jason West, but I don't try and come out and say I'm gonna run as fast as Jason West in training and then hope I can do it in racing, because I just have to be realistic in my brain. So I think it's gonna be a little lonely out there. Almost every week I'm out here all on my own. And I guess that's the other thing with the baby, you gotta get it done. I've got the mission in my head. I've got the plan, right? I've got the plan that I gotta carry out, like I just said. And so when you've got the plan, you gotta execute it. And I mean, being lonely, being bored has kind of been one of the biggest things out here the last like 8 weeks as I prepare. And I mean, yeah, sometimes it's just fucking boring. to say it truthfully, it's just boring, but you still gotta get it done. And that's today again. Thankfully, I do, I just think of my purpose and the mission, and I'm like, I want to kick ass, I want to be number one. And I think I'm doing that for Laura and Leo. And so when it's boring, when it's miserable, I still get it done. All right, 3:13, that's good. Definitely feels a little faster than race pace. That's what I want. I want it to feel, about 5-10% harder than race pace, but still running with the same kind of stride as race pace, not up on my toes. So it's sustainable but hard. And it's windy, so actually when I start here I'll get better, because this whole stretch has a headwind, so I had more headwind there than tailwind. So now the next one might be a little faster, which is nice. Very good. 3:12, 4 done. 10 is almost feeling like it's maybe not enough, but we'll refrain. We'll just keep it at 10. That's a good sign if 10 doesn't feel too hard. But I'm only at 4, so let's maybe ask me again when I'm at 8 or 9, right? If it still feels easy. All right, 5 done, 3:11. That was actually the fastest one. Yeah. Nothing else to report on. 5 left. 5 done, 5 left. That's it. Done. Average heart rate for that 146. So I'm working but not killing it. And yeah, 2024 is going to be a big year. I'm starting the preparation early. Got big PTO races, got big Ironman races, got big world championships, and got all the regular 70.3s I love. So 2024 is gonna be, I hope, the best year yet so far of my career, and starting early. No time for off season. There's no time for off season. It's a professional sport. I'm gonna work towards it 360 days of a year. I do think 5 days of break a year is suitable, and yeah, just excited. The fire is burning hot and hard within to kick some serious ass. 307, under 310. Attaboy. Clear 9, 2 left. Under 310, about 310. One left. Then I think we'll do a few bonus 200s. You know, thinking about having to finish it out. I do think my sprint game sometimes can be a little bit of a weakness, so I just like to get that low-hanging fruit. Maybe even more just mentally, right? So like, okay, at the end of a hard session, you can pick it up. Yeah, we'll end with 2 2s, just for speed, turnover, and then that's the day. Well, not really the day, then we go swim.
What do you want to go for on the 200s?
I'll try. If I break 30, I'm always ecstatic. Usually I always shoot for under 30, and I'm usually about 31, so we'll see. These will be hard. These I won't be holding back. I mean, maybe not 100%, but maybe like 98%, you know? And it's true leg speed, true turnover, you know? Exactly what I said, 31 seconds. I'll warm down about a mile, that'll get me to 10. And it's all about time efficiency. And the time we finish, we're gonna have exactly 1 hour, get home, eat, get ready, and make it to the pool. So we're on the clock. Maybe with that in mind, you better head to the car. I'll warm down and I'll meet you at the car.
Cool.
Woo, good session. I think the workout went very, very brilliant. I mean, it was hard, but it wasn't amazingly difficult. You know, I wasn't having to go super deep, and I think in training, that's how it should be. You push, but you don't push too hard, and it's a fine line, right? Because you don't want to, if you don't train hard, you're not going to be fit, and you're not going to progress your physiology, and you're going to be a scrub on race day. But if you push too hard, you're going to exhaust those matches, and you're going to exhaust your mental willpower, and you're going to show up on race day, and you're not going to be able to turn up another gear. So I always try to say, like, you know, race day is the only day we turn it up to level 10, you know, beast mode level 10, and otherwise you really don't want to do that. But the only caveat to that is, like, when you go really short, like on those 200s, you got to go really hard. But like overall difficulty is a factor of both like duration and intensity, right? So if you're only going 30 seconds, yeah, you can hammer it as hard as you want. But if you're going 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 times a K, if you suddenly are going all out on all of those, it's a massive amount of energy. So yeah, that's my only words of wisdom. I feel like I'm in a very great place, and things are going well, and coaching myself has just been an awesome journey. And with the baby, I'm afforded flexibility. Like, I can move sessions around. I can really move whatever I need around. And these days, like, I think I used to put quantity above everything else, right? Everyone knew me as this guy who was out there doing huge durations of time, and like, yeah, I'd go and I'd ride my bike for 10 hours, and like, but all I was obsessed about was logging into Training Peaks and seeing the hours at the end of the week. And now it's much more about what are those key specific sessions. And no one's arguing, at least me, I'm not arguing. I think like volume is a hugely important variable, but that, again, you find the sweet spot, right? Everything, we find the sweet spot. You don't go too hard, you don't go too easy, you train enough hours, but you also hit that intensity. And so I don't have the time now. Like, I've actually had to skip a lot more sessions than I used to. Like, basically, if I have the energy, I nail a good session. But then some days I'm just really tired, and now I'm like, there's no point in me going out and riding at 180 watts for 3 hours. I just skip it entirely, and I spend time with the family. It's 11:14. We got 18 minutes till we gotta leave. Getting the lunch in, and then, you know, taking my ketone IQ, both for the next session, but also it says that there's a chance it can increase EPO, like your natural EPO. So might as well take it after sessions as well.
Yeah. Do you count calories, or like how do you focus on eating?
No, I don't count calories at all. I try, I mean, to be honest, I try and eat as much as I can. And just eat till the belly's full, and try and eat healthy, but it'd be way too much work to count the calories. And I actually haven't gained any weight since I was a sophomore in high school, so that would have been 2012. Yeah, I haven't gained any weight in 11 years. She's Laura's grandma. She's here from Italy for 6 months with us, and she has been the most amazing help. She comes and she makes lunch and dinner most days for us. So we're on the pasta usually for lunch, pasta with some type of meat, and then chicken, and then dinner almost every night we have risotto. So we have, basically every day is the same eating, right? I wake up, I have a muffin, then at some point I have eggs with a bagel and cream cheese, then at some point I have pasta, and the meat differs from steak to chicken, the sauce differs in the pasta, and then for dinner we have risotto with some type of vegetables. And so she's been very, very helpful. We learned to speak, right? Kaya de ku. So we've learned to speak together. I'm learning a little Italian and Slovenian, and she's learning a little English. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hi.
He's checking out the football game.
Yeah. On IQ.
The race week ass.
I'm like the Christmas. I'm like the Santa Claus here.
Santa. There we go. Did you get a good shot for the camera of it?
You can show
Here
me.
we go. Yeah. Just make the sponsors happy, Samuel. You know.
Yeah.
Here we go, Cyrus.
Yeah,
Nice.
gosh.
The
Gotta
race
do it.
week
Gotta
ass.
do it, Samuel.
Yeah, come on.
Ready.
Here you go.
We made it.
This is not the T. Foley method. I feel we're dragging Trevor in all these videos.
No, Trevor's actually very efficient.
He is.
Dude, Trevor can wake up at 5:50
Yes,
and be out to train by 6 in the morning.
Like you put it that way? Yeah.
Like, actually probably even better. Trevor could probably wake up at 5:55 and be training by 6. Like, I can't even go to the bathroom that fast in the morning.
He did it that morning.
We're in lane 2, 1 and 2. So the session is, we're gonna try for 3 rounds, but we might overheat. But each round entails a takeout speed and then a settle-in speed. So it's 3 100s, leaving on 110, trying to swim kind of as close to 1 minute pace as I can. And then you settle in for the 300, I'm gonna shoot for 110 pace. And then you take 100 easy reset between rounds. We'll do at least 2. We'll try for 3, but I'm already like roasting like a steel out here. And the water feels, yeah, pretty warm. Good work. Alright, now I'm pulled. You can just pull away if you want. Okay. This one's pretty hard. I'll do this one pretty. Just try and really focus on good technique. Okay. Like straight back pull, like how Jeff says. Yeah. The day is done. Oh, that was a good swim.
That was a good
You're
swim.
flying.
I'm trying to.
I'm gonna just have to get right on your hip.
Yeah,
That's gonna be my goal.
Wave goodbye on the bike.
Yeah. Alrighty. A full day in the life. Only we're done by 1 p.m. because we're efficient and that's how we roll. I still gotta go to massage, but we don't need to show you that. I don't think.
That's on his OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's on the OnlyFans. That's just me getting naked, getting my muscles rubbed down. So we don't need to show that. And we just want to thank Trevor, and we want to thank Cyrus for allowing teamwork to happen. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. Comment what you think, and we'll keep the YouTube dream alive.